Hello, and welcome to Handled Ish Productivity for the Imperfect, a weekly podcast for those who want to elevate their productivity but are not looking for perfection. I'm your host, Betsy Hayes, and I am really happy you're here. This is episode 78. Turn off most of your notifications. So, this is a really sometimes controversial topic. This is advice that I started to give in the area of social media a million moons ago. 15 years I've been giving this advice on social media. And I really think it broadly applies to just about everything on our smartphone. And so I kind of wanted to talk through this idea with you. So, the notion of turning off most of your notifications is perhaps obvious as to why that might be a good idea. Our smartphones tend to be very distracting, and especially with all of the notifications, it tends to be more distracting. One of the reasons those notifications are distracting is because it's sort of like a magnet, right? Pulling you to look at that particular message, look at that particular app, see, what happened on a post, whatever. It's a magnet, right? The whole idea with notifications is to draw you into that particular app. It's not, it's very well known strategy from the perspective of the folks who want to have notifications, which is why every single time, right, you encounter a new app, they're like, please allow notifications. And a lot of people, myself included, before I made this rule for myself, we'll just hit allow because you're like, oh yeah, notifications might not be that bad. But they tend to be too overwhelming, distracting, annoying, right? And a lot of times, sometimes we'll just deal with it and we won't think, hey, you know what? I can actually fix this problem. And when you have very few notifications on your phone, you will only be drawn to pay attention to the things that are truly important to you. And the rest of it, you will treat like a physical mailbox. So when you go out to get your actual mail, right, from the Postal Service, you decide when to get the mail. And the minute your mail goes into the mailbox, excuse me, let me start over. The minute your mail person puts your mail in your mailbox, it doesn't give you a notification, right? It doesn't show up on your phone and say, hey, there's something in the mailbox. Come get it. Come check it out. It might be the great thing, the greatest piece of mail ever, blah, 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 right? No, we decide when to go to the mailbox, and we go to the mailbox and we get our mail and we sort through it. And sometimes it's great. Most of the time it isn't. And then we move on with our lives. We also don't forget to go to the mail, right? Sometimes we might not get it for a couple of days, but it's not going to be something that is so completely off your radar that you're going to miss something important. And the notifications on your phone are the same thing, right? Treat all of those apps like your own mailbox that you decide when you're going to go in there and look and see if there's anything interesting. You decide that this is the time in your day that you are going to spend time interfacing with this particular program, this particular app, this particular entity. Take back the control. One of the things with notifications is it is really you are giving all of your control over to all of those apps. We want to take back control. You, again, are not going to forget to check Instagram or TikTok or YouTube or the New York Times or, whatever it is app that you like to check on a regular basis and are now constantly being bombarded with notifications. You're not going to forget, I promise. And you know what? If you do forget, that means that it's actually not important in your life. But take back control. You decide when you're going to go into that particular app, and then you can see what the notifications are inside the app, right? They don't go away, they just live inside the app. And then you can see, right, who messaged you, who commented, who liked, what the latest news stories are, what emails come in. I really even advocate turning off your notifications for emails. On my phone, the only thing I have notifications for are text messages and phone messages and WhatsApp. That's it. Literally like the communication platforms that I utilize with the people in my life. And then everything else, right? I go in and I look when it's appropriate to look. And if, I think my healthcare app. I think I have that one too. I was just thinking, I think there's one more. I have those notifications because, it's very infrequent that I have to wait for test results or whatever, thank goodness. And so, but when I get those, obviously I want that notification right away. So there might be some things like that for you, right? So what I advocate is go to settings, go to notifications, and look through every single one of your apps and really think about whether or not you need notifications and turn off as many as humanly possible. And again, life is an experiment, so maybe turn them all off, right? Except for text and phone. And if, a week or two, you're thinking, you know what, wow, I really miss having notifications from that particular app, go back into settings, turn the notification back on, and then again, you are exhibiting control. And that's really the point of this whole thing. If you want to be less distracted on your phone, if you want to have less of that magnet pull by the apps for your attention and for your time at moments that perhaps you wouldn't have chosen to go in and look at those particular apps. But, again, they're telling you what to do, right? If you think about it like that, they're telling us what to do. And I'm sorry, no, I think that we should be in charge of when we interface and when we do all of that. So I know that the people who have done this, the longer we have all of this stuff in our lives, the more I encounter more hands when I talk about this, when I'm giving presentations. And everyone who has done it that I have encountered to the person has been grateful that they've turned off most of their notifications. I have not encountered one person who said, you know what, actually, I went and put them back on. Life satisfaction increases almost instantly. And how many things can you spend 5 minutes working on to give you instant life satisfaction? Yeah, or excuse me, instant increased life satisfaction. Not a lot, right? So this is high ROI. 5 minutes going through your notifications, increased life satisfaction. I don't know about you, but it sounds like a win. So be curious to know if you've done it, if you do it, what your feedback is, how it worked for you. Was this a good thing? Did this increase your life satisfaction? All the things. So enjoy settings, notifications, go through all those puppies, and have the best week. And I look forward to next time. Actually, next time is a special episode, so I'm super pumped to bring that to you. And until then, take care. And remember, you are doing way better than you think you are. Trust me.